In part, this is about dreams and making dreams come true. Making more so you can do more things. However, in this case of the minimum wage bill, it's not helping the people of the state, nor is there any compromise, true compromise. There's been no real discussion. It's getting rammed through quickly, and my fear is that this bill is going to hurt the very people that we are trying to help today. Supporters have claimed multiple times that studies say the economy will not be impacted by raising the minimum wage. No job loss, no decrease in hours. But when we took up a similar bill just a couple of years ago in 2017, the NFIB Research Center crunched the numbers and concluded that raising the minimum wage to $15 per hour would result in the loss of over 93,000 jobs. And that's spread out through the state of Illinois, and mostly small business. Recently here, just a few weeks ago, the Central Illinois Regional Chamber legislative effort provided information as to how the proposed minimum wage increase will negatively, and I say negatively, affect Central Illinois. Out of more than 500 responses, 70% of those 500 will have to raise prices to cover costs. 63% will reduce hours for employees. Reductions, friends. 62% will slow down hiring new positions, and 48% will lay off employees. 17% potentially considering closing their doors, friends. Closing the doors, that means shutting the business down and go do something else. It appears that employers outside of Chicago are receiving the same consideration as employees within Chicago. Employers in Chicago have had 10 years to get to $15. Well, why are employers in the rest of the state only be giving half of that? And I don't have a good answer for that. Chicago is an international city. We all know that. It's a wonderful town. It almost entertains almost 60 million tourists and receives millions of dollars in hotels and food, beverages, shows. Just a wonderful place to go. But friends, downstate Illinois is just a little bit different. With many small communities that have to sustain themselves, we don't have that massive influx of money to afford such an increase in wages. Manufacturers in my district told me just a few days ago that there will be job losses, period. No study, no fancy economists, just more families with no jobs in our state. Recently, a restaurant owner in my district told me this. Some people, he said, come to me to work for me. They just do not have life skills. This is coming to work in a business. No life skills. They're not prepared. So the business owner spends time mentoring them, and he has become a safety net for some of his workers. And if this passes, he says, he will not be able to offer 401k anymore. The money given to community groups, he says, like Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, it's all gone. It's all over. He can only raise the prices of sandwiches so much. And many of the people that come in to eat, don't forget this, folks, they also are on fixed incomes or don't have a lot to spare. A business owner who is a wife and mother of 3 told me she is tired of being the bad guy. Tired of being the bad guy. They put their heart and soul into their family business. She and her husband work on average 80 hours a week, and that's each, not total, each. And when averaged out, they don't make minimum wage. And friends, these are the owners. These are the owners. Ask about small farmers. Representative Meyer mentioned this a little bit ago. Current commodity prices are low and are dictated by the ebbs and flows of the global market. And friends, farmers cannot raise prices. They're locked in. They're already struggling with increased costs of seed and fertilizer, insurance, equipment, fuel, and labor, and it's getting harder and harder to make small families going. And this is going to hit the small farms squarely up front. A local school superintendent told me just a couple of days ago, you know the evidence-based funding model that we approved last year? He goes, you tie that in with minimum wage.
Representative Bennett, can you please make your final remark?
I sure will. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So in essence, the minimum wage, friends, is another tax in the business world. The warning alarms are loud. You hear it from all kinds of places. Education, government, newspapers, Farm Bureau, IRMA, IMA, Chamber of Commerce, and NFIB. I ask, please, let's back up. We need a better answer. We need to work through this for both our workers and our businesses. There is a better answer. Let's find it together. Please vote no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.